once again back to the farm, and you're with me today yeah, with a lot of noise from the donkeys. I was going to cover things like diet, healthcare, a little bit more of Costello's shaping plan if we have time. So in the feed room, as you can see, we've got lots of bits and pieces, not that they get it all at the same time. Donkeys are very prone to overeating. They do need to have something to eat all the time, or access to food and water all the time, but not rich, strong food. It can give them problems with their feet, generally not a good thing to do with them. So we have got a multitude of feeds in here. We use Dengie Hi-Fi Light. It's approved by the Laminitis Trust. And laminitis is a condition which affects horse and donkey feet. It's where there's actually a picture of a hoof here, the bones going down the middle, and then the red being the outer part of the foot. And with laminitis, if a donkey or a horse eats something which is too rich, so strong spring grass, for instance, the soft tissue around the bone structure can become swollen, and that is very painful. It can then affect the general placement of the foot. The ligaments within it can be damaged and cause long-term problems. If it gets really bad, the donkey can, well, certainly the donkey or horse can lose their appetite, and that can be problematic as well. So for us, I give the donkeys, or Abbott and Costello, I give them Dengie. It's a chopped up hay and straw mix. And the donkeys are still being very noisy. Straw is actually really quite good for them because it doesn't have a lot of nutrients. This is barley straw. If you were to give them just hay, that would give them a high risk of getting laminitis. But more straw, which is what they call it, a chaff, the Dengie Hi-Fi Light has got. Okay, also, I give them something called Saracen's Donkey Diet. It's a really nice, it smells gorgeous actually, minty, herby pellet, and they love it. Again, it's good for them in terms of being correctly balanced so it doesn't affect their feet. It's good for gut health. I'll just put that back again. Now Frosty, so that's what Abbott and Costello get. Now Frosty, he is on a dental plan at the moment. He has got gaps just between his teeth, and food, if I were to give him just hay or straw, that would jam down between his teeth and become problematic for him. So he's getting soft food. So this is a beet, a sugar beet. It's had all of the sugar removed. It comes in a pellet form, so it's really just fibre. And I mix it with water, an awful lot of water, almost a bucket full of water to one scoop. And I leave it for 24 hours and it becomes mushy like that. And it's quite palatable. He likes it. I do mix some of the Saracen's Donkey Diet in there because it's nice mix for him. And that is kind of what I give the donkeys. So let's go and see Costello and have a little chat about him again. Okay, the other thing I was going to talk to you about, I think I mentioned, was care. So aside from dentistry, you need to have your donkeys checked by the vet every year, just as a precautionary measure. And obviously if you become concerned of any conditions which might be affecting them, then get them in as well for that. Costello, you might notice, has got one shorter ear than the other. Before he came to us, he did have that removed. He came to us via one of the members of staff that work at the Donkey Sanctuary at Sidmouth. He had a growth, as I understand it, which was catching and bleeding, so they trimmed that off. Makes him quite distinguished, doesn't it? So there's all sorts of things you do need to look out for. Little growths, and if they become lame, if they damage their legs, playing in the field, they can get a bit frisky. One of the reasons that we have a limit on weight for our children is so that we don't overstrain their legs. Right, I'm going to go and do a little bit of walking with him and have a chat about our shaping plans. Right, shaping plans. I think I mentioned in my first little video that Costello's on a shaping plan, and that's to help him become brave. Things like putting a saddle on him, things like walking happily whilst children are about, they're all things which he has to become familiar with and confident with, because he has done it before, but it's just his confidence. So with a shaping plan, the objective is to build up on where you got to previously. So it's all about adding to the lessons that you've taught them. So with Costello, getting him on the lead and happily walking around, then being close beside him, making sure he's very happy, having people wander around, putting a saddle on. They're all little steps towards an objective, and he's doing really well. But because we've been closed for so long, we haven't really had the opportunity to expose him to noises and children and grown-ups and stuff like that. So we're going to have to start pretty much again. But one day maybe we'll get him so that he can give rides happily, and we look forward to that.